Hello, beautifuls and beloveds. I was just on the other timeline. What are they called now? They're not walls, timeline, pages, I don't know. At Ruban Rouge Dance, my dance company. And I'm over here now. I needed to address you guys. It's been a while since I've done a video on any of these. So I'm addressing you guys and saying hello. Hi, what's up? A lot going on this end. Hold on. You know, here's hoping to the new iPhone. I didn't have very much luck with the last one, which is this one. It's just kind of wigging out more than the other ones. I don't know. Maybe it's just getting old. Okay, so I'm promoting my book. I was told to promote my book for you guys. Here we go. From Cancer to Dancer. It is the first volume in the Dance Warrior series. And I'm most proud of that one because it tells the tale of my rehabilitation after cancer, and so many of us are going to have to face cancer. Hey, hi guys, thumbs up, appreciate it. Oh wait, hearts. Gotta give you guys hearts, thank you. What we have in humanity is a scourge. Cancer is a scourge, and like I was saying, we are all going to have to face it. Either we're going to get it, or we're going to know somebody very close to us. So it's no longer, oh yeah, one of my friends has a great aunt who has cancer. It's not like that anymore. It's like, hey guys, I have cancer. Hey, my husband, my sister, my teacher, not happy about that. But what can we do? Well, we fight it with whatever we got to fight it with. You save your life. Doesn't matter what treatment you get something to help you to save your life. I support you. You want to get traditional, you want to get experimental, you want to do holistic, you want to do all chemical, whatever it is, you save your life because you have so much value. And I want to see your beautiful, shining, sunshine faces because you have a lot to offer humanity. You are here for a purpose and a reason, and you have gifts to bestow upon all of us, for all of us to take in and enjoy and to help celebrate life. You know, it's just too short to do anything else. So guys, with all due respect, just do what you got to do. But I wrote this book because it is something we are all going to have to face. And I want you guys to know that it doesn't have to be a death sentence. You can rebuild. And that's what Dance Warrior from Cancer to Dancer is. It's how I rebuilt my life. Because, and this is in my book, I said, where is it? Hold on. It's somewhere in here. I think this is the newer version. This is, well, anyway, I can't find it. I really should have bookmarked it. I didn't. But I talk about, this book is for people who want to be encouraged, who may find themselves in their lives of, okay, now what? How many times have you gone through something harrowing and you're like, oh crap, now what do we do? You could have been successful and triumphant, which I was very much so. But then it's just like, dang, what do we do now? Where do we go from here? You were fighting this intense, immense battle and it consumed you completely. You know, for my sake, I almost died. And what do? How do you put your life back together after that? So I talk about how I did it. I talk about the people who helped me. I talk about the promises that you too can have. So if you're going through cancer, you could read this and say, oh wow, okay, well, she went back to dancing. And let me clarify this too. My board wanted me to clarify this because too much has been going through the grapevine and you guys are 100% wrong. I write my history, not you. History will prove anybody a liar if they're lying, right? If you're not being truthful. So let me just straighten you guys out. Not my followers. My followers don't even know what that is. But no, it's my colleagues who are some of them are just very self-deluded because they think that I just started dancing just a few years ago. And I'm like, well, then I would be quite a phenom then, really. Because nobody can dance as well as I dance in that short time. You need to put the time in. I started dancing when I was little. Anyway, I was 3.5 years old when I first started taking ballet classes. And you've seen my pictures, just scroll down. I have all the proof if you want. You know, I started young. And I went in and out of it, sure. But I have more experience as a dancer. than I do my filmmaking. A lot of my colleagues are just really pushing, oh, she's a filmmaker. She's a filmmaker. And it's like, I have my degrees in dance and film too. I have both. So I don't, stop tripping, guys. I love you. I know you love me, but stop tripping on that. I think that's an ego thing. Yeah, I do. My mentors, some of them are just not happy that I grew as fast as I did. But I'm just getting back to the path, guys. Come on now. Just going back where I left off, really. So, you know, cancer will touch you somehow, and you need to know that you can survive and thrive. So I'm going to get back to my little, I started when I was 3.5, dancing bit. Hold on, I'm jumping around. But see, my grandmother, my Nana, she died of cancer. My mom died 4 years later. I almost died. The women almost got me, that little stinker. So anyway, I want to tell you guys too, you have to, hold on, I was going to see if I can find a picture of when I was little. I posted it on this timeline somewhere. It's probably down below. My board posted something too. But I started dancing, get back to the thing that I was talking about. I had 10 thoughts in my head and I'm jumbled up here. Hold on. I started when I was 3.5 and I performed when I was 4. Look at this. It's my Nana. She was the dancer in the family, and she wanted to raise another little dancer, and it was me. My mom had 10 left feet. It wasn't going to happen with her. But it happened with me. And here's something you guys have to understand, that I came to you in 2007 with a broken body. I had absolutely nothing. I weighed, I don't know, I didn't even weigh even close to my normal weight. I had no muscle mass. You can see in the earlier pictures, my early dance pictures in 2007, they're like sticks, like string bean sticks, not even a ballerina's thin, slender legs. I had nothing. It was like my muscles atrophied or something. They didn't, obviously, because I was able to fix them. But, you know, it's really, really hard to go back to what you thought you lost. And I thought, when I was sick, I was just like, there's no way. There's no way. Absolutely no way. If you would have told me on my sick bed, hey, in only 2 years you're going to be taking a dance class again or something like that, I would have slapped you. Not really, but because I would have called you a liar, thinking there's just no way. But no, there was a way. And I did it. I give God and people who helped me credit. But you need to know that you can do it too. You're not alone in this. And this book is going to prove that to you. I love this book because not only is it my first book in the series, and you tend to, I don't want to say you love that more, but you have a different relationship with the first, whatever it is, right? Because it's the first. And so it'll always remain in your heart as the first child, the first kiss, the first dance, the first book in my case, right? That I really want to impart upon you that okay, I started dancing when I was young. I had classical training. I did it for a while and I got off that path and I got back on it. I talk all about it in my book to set the record straight and to give you background, right? But I wanted to let you guys know that you can get back what you lost. It might look a little bit different. It might fit your body, your spiritual body, your physical body a little bit more, not going to say, just differently. And it will be perfect for that time. So, you know, modern dance, I do a lot of modern, I do a lot of contemporary, more modern than contemporary, but I do a lot of that now because I'm trying to tell stories. I'm trying to say, hey, look, this is what I want to tell you. And I just found out modern dance was the bestest way for me, the best way, most best way for me to share that story with you. And I'm not talking about gesturally standing there and you gesture, whatever, I can't even do it right now. But, you know, I'm not talking like that. I'm talking about symbolic gesturing. And you have to actually know a little bit about me and know a little bit about the history of gestures and symbols to actually know what I'm saying. And it's explained in each dance too, what each symbol means. But it's not like we're pantomiming gesturing, okay? There's a difference. And I seem to have figured out a way that works best for me and my audience to communicate. So that's what I do. I like doing it, and I'm going to continue doing it. But getting back to when I was saying I was 3.5 when I first started dancing, I have a few mentors that are in a little bit of denial. And you need to stop because it's just like you're just trying to, I don't know what you're trying to do. I'll just leave that for you to figure out what you're trying to do. But you know, I write my story, not you, and you're writing my story wrong. I didn't come to you without any dance experience. I had that. I was being humble, not telling you everything. I didn't lie, but I didn't tell you everything. Why? Because I know how it goes down. You want a mentor, you want somebody to help you. The first thing they're going to do is get defensive and get ego crazy and trip out because they want to put you under them. I don't mind being under somebody for a certain amount of time. There's a care, there's a shaping, and you know, I have a lot of great mentors that have been great. And I've got some that are kind of like flying out of the coop going crazy here. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but it's not right. And you know, there was going to come a time when I was going to have to like lay the truth on them. not that I was lying, but to really just say, look, this is what it is. And it's very hard to go back. I put myself in a community college. I put myself back under people who I was actually, in some cases I was older, in some cases I had more experience, and in some cases it wasn't like that at all. They were a little bit older than me and they did have more experience. Anybody can mentor anybody. I mean, I could have been under a 15-year-old's mentorship for a little bit of time, with just getting back to basics, you know. And if there's something there, I want to be humble enough to learn from you. So that's what I did. And it went well for a certain amount of time. And then when they realized, oh wait, she's getting too good. It's like, I wasn't getting too good, I was just getting back to where I was. I heard somebody say, hey, have you noticed that Noel's technique has really grown? And I'm like, well, that was going to happen anyway because my body was going to get stronger. You know, and that was a beautiful compliment. I love it, and I thank you. Mwah. Lovely. But it was also said with the pretense that they thought I was just learning how to dance right then, and they were all responsible for, that's how I look because of them. Yes and no. Like I said, I already had the classical training. Was I a ballerina? No, not even close. But, you know, I had all of that. Was I doing all the steps right? I talk about the first time I put my hand on the ballet bar. It was in the fall of 2007 with a beautiful B-Fly friend of mine. And, yes, friend. And I was experiencing so much. I was freaking out. Why was I freaking out? Because it's like, okay, flashback to when I was doing it, and I was doing it better as a kid, you know, or as a, you know, young adult, late teen, right? And then I'm like, oh my God, what does the ton do? What is the technique? Don't forget, my brain was fried. I had just had a serious fight for my life. I almost died. And I had all these toxic chemicals running through my brain. My body was a string bean. I had no muscle mass. And you don't want to screw up and look like an idiot in front of this beautiful new teacher you have, right? So, you know, it's like all my hands all the way back here on the bar. And like, wait, I know that's not right. And then I can't explain it, but I couldn't think, wait, you do know how to do this. Fear was all interwoven into that. You know, just all of that was really, really screwed up. And I was a mess. I go into all of that too. It's so funny. You guys, if you are lovers of dance, you're going to laugh when you read it because you're going to say, oh my gosh, yeah, she was totally inappropriate. I was wearing like not too much like a high midriff, but you know, there was like about that much of my belly showing. We didn't have any money, guys. We sold our house and we just escaped. we went to the clinic and we put everything in a storage unit, and we had a residence we had rented an apartment, but there was really nothing there. It was just there to say that we still live in the United States. We went to another country. I got my treatment. You know, it was really hard. But we just had very little. I was able like to salvage some pieces of furniture we had a 4-bedroom home. I go into all of that in my book. And I tell you, the guilt still I feel in my heart, because our son doesn't have that beautiful home. It would have been left to him, and that would have been his security. It would have been our security to save my life. It's really hard to swallow. It really is. But nonetheless, it is my reality, and I have to live in it. And we rebuilt and everything since then. It's fine, right? And it took time. But it'll help you as a viewer of my dances, as a reader of my books, as a participant when I'm doing these videos. Hey, hi. Glad you're here. Thank you for stopping by. I hope I say something that encourages you. But it's really hard to just, not feel guilty, because I know it impacts my family so much. And my family means the most to me, and it should, if you have a family, mean the most to you as well. That's normal. Even more above the arts and everything else I do. It's God, family, and then the ministry, everything after that. And it's really important to know, when I share this stuff, to know that you can overcome this. You can be a warrior too. There's no reason why you can't. You have a good support group. It doesn't have to be large. It just needs to be one other person. So, I share that in here. And let me get back to the whole thing with my mentors and everything. It was hard for me, because I don't want to say I had to swallow my pride. It wasn't that big of a deal. I kind of go into depth in my book about it. But these are loving, beautiful people who wanted to bestow stuff on to me, the training and the arts. And I was honest. I said, hey, I'm a cancer survivor and I'm rebuilding my body. But I didn't tell them, oh, by the way, yeah, I dance kind of semi-professionally. I mean, I was on professional stages. What is Bob Hope McCallum? Professional to me, right? It's beautiful. You ever go there? Oh my gosh, they have tiers of, the balcony and everything. It's gorgeous. Oh my gosh. I was spoiled when I was younger, let me tell you something. But yeah, right? I didn't want to put them in a place. So any of my mentors listening, hear it from me and not, oh, so-and-so said. That's in my book cover, right? The red ribbons thing. This is an honor and tribute to another mentor I have. She put it in her dance. And I'm like, yeah, talk all you want. So I use that now as a gesture. I love her. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, I couldn't, because I know how things go. I'm not stupid. I know that if somebody would come up to me saying, oh, okay, I have all this experience and all this and that, help me rebuild my body, I would be a little different. I don't know. I would maybe help. It would be different if somebody said, you know what, I had cancer and I really don't have a lot of experience. You want to help them more. I don't know why it works that way. So I didn't want to put them ill at ease, but yet I knew I had to get my body back together. And I knew that the only way I could do it with the money we had, because then community college was really cheap. Now it's not so inexpensive, but then it was. It's 10 years ago, almost, yeah, 10 years ago. So, I took advantage, not in a bad way. I didn't use anybody or use something badly. I gave back in 100-fold. What do you need? You need the floors cleaned. Do you need me to move the bars? And I did these things because I felt like that was a way to say thank you and to earn my way, right? And I was raised right. So I did these things. And so, my story when I'm telling you guys this, I like I said, I go into depth about it. I didn't want to put these people on alert. I didn't want them to feel insecure, but something happened along the way where my old technique and my fear subsided. My old technique, it just, one washed out the other. The technique, the brilliance in the choreography and the no fear, and then all of a sudden the fear was gone. It was a distant memory. Then I really started to shine, and that's when I started seeing the problems in big time. And I'm like, oh crap. But I'm not going to become less of a person. My grandmother used to say that, don't be afraid to shine because of those, feeling like they're mediocre, or they'll feel their mediocrity more if you shine. It's like, well, that's just too bad. I never rubbed it in anybody's face, and I always pulled everybody along with me. I said, how can I help you? That's how you do that. We don't live in that kind of a society anymore. So, anyway, so that's what I did. And I got to a point where I was like, okay, I look really, really ridiculously young for my age. Sometimes my voice even sounds like that. It depends what kind of a recording device I use. And I have a very young, free disposition and spirit. So people equate that to youth, and they equate that to you're under me. And I'm like, actually, we're almost the same age, so no. Actually, I'm older than you by 15 years, so no. Actually, I've been dancing since I was 3.5, and I have almost 40 years of dance experience, so no. You know, and it's really, oh my gosh, how do you break the news like that to somebody that you love and you think they love you, and you don't want them to feel deceived or threatened even more or hurt, or, you know, it's not a good place to be. But what do? You slowly break it to them. Or in my case, I just had to, because people just started getting a little too, Noel, you're gonna do this. I'm like, actually, you don't get to tell me what to do, because I am more than a grown woman with more experience than you, so I don't think you're gonna do that. And you try to do it nicely, and you do it nicely, and you do it nicely. And then eventually I'm like, okay, you know what? You just got to stop the crap right now. And then they see ferocious me come out, and they're like, oh my God, she's so... I was like, no, oh my God, you're so... How dare you tell me what to do? That's sick, okay? I don't tell you what to do. I help you. I said, what do you want to do? Oh, you want to advertise your festival? You know what? I won't even charge you. Here, put it on the back of our flyers. Do you approve this? Is the color good? I'm like, yeah. Okay, we did that for the longest time. Come on now. So, you know, there comes a time, and then all of a sudden, you're no longer their protege and their pet. You become a threat to them. And even though I'm not threatening them, they are insecure, and they will see it that way. Now, this is not every single one of my mentors at all. It's just a few of them. And I'm like, guys, don't sell out for the dance. Don't sell out for the credit. Don't sell out for the money. Don't sell me out. And, you know, my board knows, I know, we know what's happening, right? So, you know, some of this is in my book. All of this is I've gone through. All of this, how I rebuilt my body. And then how I was saying, you know, this is for the person who was like, okay, I did all of this, so now what? You will go through this so now what phase many times in your life. It's not just after cancer. It's not just after a horrible hurricane, 2 of them, 3 of them now, right? God bless those people. I'll get to that in a second too. So now what? I'm telling you, you read my book and you'll see what I did. You're not going to be able to do the same thing I did, because the stars are not aligned the same way for everybody. Everything changes. You know, you could be going down this road, and in 1 second, if you were right behind me or even alongside of me, in 1 second, something can happen, and all of a sudden, we're doing 2 different things. How's that happen? Nobody can repeat somebody else's steps exactly the same and have the same outcome, because we're living and breathing human beings. The world is living and breathing, and things, they change. You can't control everybody and everything, no matter what we like to think, right?